What's up again, everybody? I am officially back from the Pro Tour. I'm resting up and trying to get myself and my family back in order after being gone for a very long and beautiful weekend. And I figure a great way to come back is to just sit back and have me share with you what I got from the Pro Tour. Not just physical cards, physical, playmats like the one you're looking at right here, but what I got out of it as well. I'll also give you some insight into the commentator side of things, because if you didn't know, I provided commentary along with some fantastic, wonderful people for this event. And so if you're curious as to what that looks like and kind of the sacrifices that we end up making that you may not even consider at first glance, I'll give you that info as well. But first of all, let's talk about playmats. I got a couple playmats while I was there. So if you didn't know, I showed up. I was there on Friday, and I was there through the course of all 3 days, and then I left on Monday. And I barely made it out in time to not get stuck in the craziness and the delays. Technically, I did get stuck in the delays, but I was able to make it out on Monday and get home that evening. But while I was there, I got this really cool Tall Timmy playmat. Hey, if you don't know who Tall Timmy is, you need to go to YouTube, which I'm assuming you're on watching this video, and you need to Google, I guess on YouTube, just search for Tall Timmy, the Tall Timmy YouTube channel. If you do that, and you just click the subscribe button, you can be part of the team. That guy is really tall. I'm just going to say it's incredible. I don't know how he does it. I'm quite impressed. But he also has this incredibly cool playmat that I used to play a game with someone that I met there at the event, which was pretty cool. So I got this at the event. And then, of course, I have my buddy Jim's playmat from Fab TCG Cards. This is just an incredible playmat. It is so cool. This was waiting for me. So Jim and I stayed in the same hotel. He got the hotel for everybody, for me and for, well, my other friends. And so we all stayed together in 2 different rooms, and this was waiting for me on my bed in the hotel. It was just boom right there, and so I snatched it right up. I rolled it up, and I immediately took it with me to play games that evening. And it is a beautiful playmat. Jim is a wonderful guy. And look, if you're looking for places to buy like singles, Fab TCG Cards, like duh. That's just what you do. You just go there. And then one of the special things that I got, one of the very few special things that I got, was this incredibly beautiful Everfest Carnival playmat. This was given to me and several others on the commentary team as a thank you for providing commentary. And I think this is probably a great time to talk about this. So there are sacrifices that you make that you may not even consider from the non-commentary side of things. If you decide to, like I've done in many occasions, choose to provide commentary for the weekend, there's things that we kind of don't get to do. It's just like calculated, understandable sacrifice that you make. Like, for example, I was approached by multiple people at the event that asked me, how's the commentary going? And hey, are you going to play in the calling tomorrow? And unfortunately, when you're doing commentary, you can't really play in the other events because you're going to be providing commentary. So for me, I show up at the event on Friday. I go straight there. I immediately go behind the curtains, and then I either commentate games or I assist in displaying card images, or I prepare for whatever, like next rounds are going to be, or I go to the restroom and eat some food. Like, those are the things, those are the options that we kind of have time for. And then if there's extra time, we can kind of go out into the hall and meet people if our voices aren't tired from providing commentary for a bunch of rounds. But what that ends up meaning is that, like, if there is a prize on the line at a specific event, I'm never really going to have access to that prize. I'm never going to have the opportunity to play for that prize. If there is like a really cool side event that has like this really fun thing, I'm probably going to end up missing out on that. And so there's this, for me, and I'm sure I can speak for others, but I'll only speak for myself. For me, there's this this overall tension of loving this game and loving playing the game and loving like collecting and just engaging with everybody. There's a tension there of like, I want to play and I want to do these things, but then I also want to provide commentary because I love like sitting down with my friends and just talking through games. And I hope that you enjoy that throughout as well. I hope you enjoy the process of me going through and commentating with my friends. And so there's this weird just clash that is just very difficult to resolve in the moment. So these kinds of things are incredibly special to me because like this just is a nice little affirmation saying thank you for making the sacrifice of not possibly winning a prize or even playing for a prize, because for the 3 days that I was there I provided commentary, and so I hope you enjoyed the commentary as I did. Now I'm going to grab the next thing. Okay, so if you're curious, this is actually what I brought to the event, and it's funny because I say all of that I don't actually have time to play during the day, but I brought all of this stuff that you're about to see, and some of the things are things that I got at the event. I'll open it the other way because it's easier to open it this way. So I brought several decks with me, and if you're curious, I'll just show you very quickly. I brought several decks with me, and I ended up picking up a bunch of cards as well. But the decks that I brought are decks that I hoped that I would get a chance to play, and in some cases I did actually get a chance to play, but I unfortunately didn't get a chance to play them in events. I just did it casually, like in my hotel lobby. This event, by the way, for Pro Tour, this event had more people playing in lobbies and hotel rooms and like just in general like random spots than I've ever seen before, and it was incredible. I loved it. Literally walking into my hotel lobby every single night, there were just people in all of the tables just jamming games. It was so cool, which meant I got to play a few games as well. So I brought a Kano list. I brought a Kano deck. Didn't get to play this at all, which made me sad because Kano was like the talk of the event, and I brought my full classic constructed Kano list that I also had separated out for Blitz if I ever wanted to play Blitz. But I brought that and didn't get to play it, which was a bummer. But I still did get to play Kano because I spent money like right at the end of one of the days. I went over before the hall was closing, after commentary was done, and I purchased an Arcane Rising box. And then I cracked said Arcane Rising box on the stream. If you missed that, that was hilarious. And then I purchased a second one so that we could actually draft, because we wanted to draft, but we were too tired. And so the second time was the charm. We drafted Arcane Rising one night, and I drafted Kano, and it went ridiculously well for me. And then I gave that Kano deck to like a kid that was in the lobby, because I had all the cards. Like, I didn't need that, Hey, I got this signed. Look, this is my library that I purchased so that I could play it in the Battle for Lexi Ultimate Pit Fight like last year when we were trying to figure out who's going to spoil Lexi. So I thought it would be fantastic if I got it signed by Federico Musetti, and I was very happy with that. I brought this Prism deck, and this is funny too. I didn't actually get to play this, but I did. I was very glad that I brought it because I got to get this signed. And that was another thing. I didn't have a ton of time to go like around to the vendors and the booths and things like that because, again, we were just like jamming constant games and constant rounds. We were trying to get there to a point where like there was no break, no real long pause in between the action. I did get to play this deck. This was a commoner deck that was like all pummel, and I made a video on Channel Fireball about this deck as a pummel chain. It's a fun deck. It doesn't win, but it's fun. And then this half of the deck is if I wanted to turn it into UPF. So I brought that. Wanted to jam some UPF games, but just didn't have enough time to do so. But I brought that anyway. See, here's the thing. I bring all these decks. I only played like one of them, which is so funny. But I brought all of them just in case because I was an optimist. And maybe, just maybe, I would get to play some games. I bought an entire box of Arcane Rising. Heck, I bought 2 boxes of Arcane Rising. So I put all the foils in here just in case like there were foils that I was missing. But yeah, I did that. Oh, man, the absolute best deck I got to play on the weekend was this one. This was my, hands down, my favorite deck that I got to play. This is my, I'll make a deck tech about this. This is my Blitz deck for Shiana. Oh my god, it was so much fun. This was by far my favorite few games that I played. Yes, I just have the Arknight Shard sitting in there. This deck is like, I probably shouldn't, yes, I probably shouldn't have traveled with this deck because it's kind of expansive, but I didn't care because it's too pretty, and I just got, I got to jam some games with Jim, and it was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny game, let's just put it that way, because I got to play random stuff. And this is a, what is it? This is an Icelander deck that I got to kind of bring. Unfortunately, didn't get to play this one either. Literally only managed to play a handful of games, but this is everything that I brought and everything that I got. Yeah, there we go. From the event. Yeah. This was a fun deck as well. I was hoping I would get to play some Icelander, but I didn't. That's okay though. I also got this signed. So I went over to the booths. I had like, I don't know, 10 minutes in between rounds to get some stuff like signed by the artist, by Steve Argyle and Federico Musetti, and it was really nice to meet both of them. I didn't have a ton of time to like talk with them, but they were super busy anyway, so it ended up working out just fine. This is this is the Arcanite Skullcap that, if you didn't see, I opened this on stream accidentally. I opened the box on stream, and I highly recommend you go check out that little section because it was hilarious. And in opening the box, I got an Art of War, and I got a bunch of other spicy stuff, and then I got the Skull Cap. And you know what I did the Skull Cap? You're going to hate this if you don't like signatures. I had my friends sign it. I had Flake signed it, Matt Rogers signed it, and Kel signed it. I should have gotten Brian and Tannen, but they were casting while the others were signing this, so like I didn't have time, which was funny, but it was a hilarious moment. I got this cool double signature for my Cold Foil Kraken's Aether Vein and my Icelander Cold Foil, so now when I play these, it's got Steve Argyle's signature on it, and like I'm left-handed, so I push the Kraken's Aether Vein forward, and when I line them up, it's got his signature. I think that's really cool. I was really happy about that, so that's what I did. What else did I get in here? Those are all the cards that I got from that box, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I did get my Skullcap signed by my friends. I know some people are going to be like, that is the worst thing I've ever seen in the world. Why would you do that? And if that's what you're thinking, I totally get where you're coming from, but I disagree, because I'm never going to sell that card. That's probably going to be the one that I play with. Look, I also got this signed Flake out. Look, it's signed by Flake himself. He decided he wanted to sign over the artwork, and I'm not going to lie, I think it actually looks pretty cool. I think that looks pretty cool. To me, it's kind of hilarious that he signed like that, and I'm like so into it. That's like everything that I got at the event outside of, no, I got this stuff. Where is it? Down here? I think it's down here. Where is it? Where is it? I got these really cool tokens. I gotta find them. These were all supposed to be cards that went into a deck that I never got to build, but I brought them just in case I got to build it. I gotta find these tokens. These tokens were sick. Okay, while I was digging for these tight tokens, I remembered something. I bought a box and opened it on stream and opened a Skullcap, right? I bought a second Arc box and we drafted it on the last night, like on Sunday, and we straight up opened a Skullbone cross wrap in it. It was hilarious. So I bought 2 Arc boxes and hit 2 legendaries. I also got like a 3 of a kind and some other stuff, which was super funny. And we drafted it all, and we had a great time. By the way, if you ever draft Arcane Rising, it's really good to draft a hero that has a weapon that you can use. I drafted Kano, and I managed to squeak out all my wins. But if you have a weapon, you can swing the weapon, and that's important. I did also get some beautiful Fiendal Spring Tunic sleeves as well. These are fantastic. They are like my favorites. I love these. These look super good. I played these in that draft, which is funny because it's like these sealed are kind of expensive, but I just straight up ran it like this because that's what I like to do. I'm just gonna play with the stuff, you know. I'm not gonna like hoard it and then get rid of it because to me they're very special. So other things that are special to me, this was a gift from Ian from Ian's partner actually made this, and he brought it for me. This is like a little playmat tube, and the beauty of this is that it can actually hold like multiple playmats. So she made this and brought it all the way over from New Zealand, as well as this cool little dice bag, which had some tokens in it. And I think there's a couple still in there, yeah. And I, for some reason, can't find my Yorick. That's like a problem. I can't find Yorick. It's gotta be around here somewhere. But I did I believe I opened my Yorick. I have it sitting somewhere, and I want to play it like, I want to just like have it somewhere. I want to put it in like a little case and put it on my wall to remember the event by. And I can't find those tokens either. Those tokens were so cool. I bet you they're in my jacket pocket or something like that. But I got these cool tokens. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out the place that I got them. And just look at these awesome tokens. And I'm sad that I can't show them on the screen. But then again, it's all kind of a mess and a blur. You know how it is. Now, all of this to say, this is not what, oh, wait. Oh, snap, you guys. Look, I also got this. Look, oh, man. Oh, look at it. The Flesh and Blood water bottle. Drink water, gain hydration, go again. You'll love to see it. This is my new water bottle, and I'm using it straight up. Look, I took it out of the box. Straight up using this water bottle. Just gonna hang it on things. Gonna knock it on stuff. Just shake it around. Again, it's not a collector's item to me. It's just a water bottle that I like because it's got flesh. This is the kind of thing, man. They should make like hoodies too. I would buy would you buy a Flesh and Blood hoodie? I would buy a Flesh and Blood hoodie. Okay, now this is what I wanted to really get to. Because the experience that I gained far outweighs everything that I've shown up to this point. Having the opportunity, again, to see everyone, to cast these games, to, I don't know, be in community with everyone, again, far outweighs these things. And there's some fantastic things here. Like, look at all these things. They're so wonderful. And yet, these are just things. They're just cards. They're game pieces. They're gonna just eventually... Oh, hey, wait. How dumb am I? Look, they're right here. Hey, look, this is what I was talking about. Oh, these are so cool. Look how cool these are. These are the tokens. See, you just move things around enough and you find it. These are from Blackwing Studio. I couldn't remember the name, but it's Blackwing Studio. So yeah, go follow Mara on the old Twitter and all that. You can get your own tokens because those are cool. But like I said, these are all cards. They're all game pieces. Eventually they're all going to dissipate. They're all going to like turn to dust. Like, this stuff is just stuff. But the beauty of the experience that we had this weekend, at least to me, the interactions that we had with each other, the getting to hang out and meet people, and just playing games or having a conversation, that is far more lasting, I guess is the right way to put it. That's far more lasting than all of these things. This double signature Steve Argyle, Kraken's Aether Vein, and Icelander, that's cool. That's going to be great to play with. But it means nothing if I don't have anyone to play with it. I think that's the best way to say it. And so for me, the thing I got from this is that this game has brought so much to so many people. It's shocking to me, and I hope that everyone that went to this event, and any event in the past or any event in the future, feels the same way as I do. That this is the special thing. Like, it kind of harkens back to the way that I felt about the Yorick reveal. And I wish I had this. I wish I had the card. I'm gonna look for the card. I found it. The card was right there. It was right where I thought it was. It all harkens back to me for like the reveal for this card. Yes, I'm doing this on camera. I'm just gonna straight up do it. I hope I don't cut it. That would really be sad. But for me, this card represented everything that the Pro Tour was accomplishing. Yorick bringing people together, telling people stories about fun card game being together experiences. Like this right here represents everything that we just experienced as a community. We got together in the flesh and blood, we told tales. Like literally just, again, I'm going back to this. Read this text right here. Read the parenthetical text, and it explains exactly how I feel about this past weekend and what it means from a large portion. And this card to me is the perfect example of that. I was talking, actually, it's funny, the top 8 was on Sunday, and I was feeling very wistful in the morning. I made a Twitter post about this. In fact, I made a ton of Twitter posts. If you want to go check those out, follow me on Twitter, and you can see a bunch of what I posted. I was feeling very wistful because this experience is always so magical, to just be around so many people who are so excited about the same things that you're excited about, who are so passionate about the same things that you're passionate about. And no matter where you come from or what your beliefs are or what your walk of life is, we can all connect on this very simple point and have commonality there. And I was thinking to myself, man, it's almost over, because it was Sunday. And James White came back behind the curtain during the top 8 match, and we were talking, and I brought this card back up because I thought it was so perfect for the event, and he was like, yep, 100%. That is exactly what this card represents. Hey, look how weirdly off-center this card is. It's like crooked. You see that? That's kind of fun. It's not perfect. I like that, actually. You see, like, this is like closer to that side. This is like thicker on that side. It's like not perfect. Like if I were to send this in to get it graded, it would not be good. But does that make it worth less to me? No. No, there's value in this, even if it's not perfect by, I don't know, some computer standard. And there's more to it than just the right measurements and the right cuts and plumb lines and things like that. I don't know. Anyway, we were talking about it, and he was like, yep, everything that this Pro Tour represents is encapsulated on this card. And that's exactly how I feel about the event. We came together, and it was a beautiful moment. And while the moment technically is reached its conclusion, there's always the future to do it again. And I think that's what's really exciting. So, that's what I gained from this event. Those are the things that I got from this event. As a commentator, I had a fantastic time, and I worked with literally the best people. The people that I worked with are fantastic. All the commentary crew, wonderful, amazing, amazing folks. The people, and again, the people that work for the Channel Fireball coverage team work so incredibly hard. It is unfathomable the amount of work that they do for the little return that they receive. If you know any of them, BJ, Jeff, any of them, if you know any of them, you should give them copious amounts of thanks. Because like we show up and we talk about the card game. They do literally everything else. It is absurd how much work that they put into the event. And yeah, they're worthy of just as much, if not even more praise than any of us ever received. So fantastic working with them as always. And they always do such an incredibly good job. And I can't say enough good things about them. That was my experiences. That's how I feel about this Pro Tour. I think for me, it was even more of a success than I expected. I had no expectations as far as how many people were going to show up. I didn't know if there were going to be a ton of people, if there were going to be a few people. I didn't know if it was going to be like the biggest event or like a medium size. I didn't expect it to be the smallest event, but I definitely did not expect as many people jammed into that tiny room as there were. And by the way, if you didn't know why that venue was picked, I'm pretty sure that venue was picked because that is the exact same location that the first ever calling for the game of Flesh and Blood was hosted in New Jersey, in that expo center in 2019. So it's kind of cool to have it all come full circle. Anyway, that is the video. I could talk about this for forever. I could probably just stream. Heck, if you want to see me stream and if you want to ask me questions about my experience at the Pro Tour, from casting or really anything, what I got to do, who I played, what I played, where I went, what I ate, how much I slept, how little I slept. If you want to ask me those questions, leave a comment down below saying, you know, like, hey, let's do a stream. And if enough people want to do that, I will definitely do that and just fire away on your questions while we, I don't know, maybe open a box or something like that. Hey, if you really appreciate this stuff too, before I go, you can make that number almost approach 9,000. That'd be pretty cool. As always, thanks for watching.